What is lesson planning? Lesson planning is a fundamental to effective teaching, enabling teachers to guide students efficiently through the lesson. The most important reasons for planning are 1. Identifying objectives. The teacher can clearly define what they want to achieve in the lesson. 2. Teacher confidence. Planning provides security to the teacher as he or she knows exactly what to do. 3. Anticipation of problems allows for seeing possible difficulties and considering solutions in advance. Content appropriateness ensures that the material and activities are appropriate for the level of the students. Pacing the class. A tangible lesson plan contributes to a smooth flow in the development of the class. It is important to remember that a lesson plan is a flexible guide, subject to change as a circumstance change. Teachers should keep the strategies that work and eliminate those that do not. The purpose of lesson planning. The purpose of lesson planning is to establish a clear framework to guide the teaching and learning process. In developing a lesson plan, teacher pursue the following objectives. Define clear objectives to allow teacher to set specific goals for a student to achieve during the lesson. Organize the content. Facilitate the presentation of relevant and structured material, ensuring that all essential aspects of the topic are addressed. Structure class dynamics. Provide a logical sequence of activities that build knowledge progressive, starting with basic concepts and progressing to more complex ideas. Making student interest. Include several activities to capture and maintain student attention, promoting active participation. Manage time effectively. Help teacher allocate time appropriately to each component of the lesson. Ensure that all objectives are covered and allowing for reflection and practice. Assist learning. Facilitate measurability of student progress by planning assessment that reflect the state objectives. Provide a flexible framework that can be adjusted according to the needs of the group. Components of a lesson plan. Lesson planning is essential in teaching English as a foreign language. The following are the key points that a teacher should consider. 1. Preliminary information. Choose certain appropriate goals for a lesson. 3. The pre-requirements. 1. Preliminary information. In this section, describe the general information of the plan, setting the boundaries of the plan. It should include a skill level of the student, a specific topic of the lesson, name of the teacher, methodology used, other data according to school standards. About setting appropriate goals for a lesson. It is crucial because to develop clear and specific objectives that define what the student should be able to do by the end of the lesson. These include objectives, overall purpose of the lesson, specific objectives, purpose of individual parts of the lesson that led to achieving the main objectives. For example, difference between P and B sounds. Use the present progressive tense to describe action of the family members. Ask for and provide information about place. Objectives should be measurable to assist compliance. According to the pre-requirements, warm-up activity, review. Warm-up activity, an initial dynamic that captures student attention and generates interest in the topic of the lesson. Review. It is essential to review previous lessons to help students remember and connect what they already know to the new content. Phases of a lesson plan. Lesson planning is structured in several case phases, each with a specific purpose. 1. Pre-teaching phase. 2. While teaching phase. 3. Post-teaching phase or follow-up activities. 4. Closure. 5. Assessment or evaluation. 6. Assignment. About pre-teaching phase. In this stage, the teacher activates student prior knowledge and present new material in a creative way. An anticipatory set is made that arouse interest and offer controlled practice to prepare a student for independent practice. While teaching phase, under teacher supervision, the student practice in applied skills worked on in the presentation phase. This includes activities such as sentence information, problem solving, and communicative tasks, covering listening, speaking, reading, and writing skills. According post-teaching phase or following up activities, in this stage allows the student to practice independently using the language learned to express themselves. Activities may include creating questions and reflecting on topics related to their daily lives. 4. Closure. In these closing activities, student performance are helped to clarify and reinforce. Content is discussed and difficult or confusing part of the lesson are addressed. About assessment or evaluation, the teacher must establish an evaluation procedure to determine whether the objectives were achieved. This involves ensuring that there is a direct correlation between the purpose object and the assessment made. Assignment. Homework is assigned that encourages creativity, providing explanation necessary for a student to successfully complete the assignment. As a conclusion, the lesson planning introduces each stage of the lesson. It is essential that the teacher explain each part of the lesson before beginning an activity. In this way, a student will understand the purpose of the task and will be able to understand the structure. There is no single model for lesson planning because exist several formats for organizing a lesson, and each teacher can choose the one that best suits his or her needs. Some of the most commonly used formats include lesson plan in presentation, practice, production format. Is ideal for a structured lesson where a topic is first introduced, then practiced, and finally students apply what they have learned. NJ Study Activate format focuses on capturing student attention, engage, presenting content study, and ensuring active application of knowledge, activate. This learning lesson organize the class around a specific task, focusing on the use of language in real situations. Goal-based planning format focuses on setting specific objectives and design activities around them. Planning based on learning station divides the class into stations with different activities where a student rotate. Beginning, teachers should make detailed plans. When beginning a teaching career, it is advisable to make very structured and detailed lesson plan. This helps to follow a logical sequence in teaching and to better manage time in the classroom. With experience, planning becomes faster and more efficient. As teachers gain practice, they can reduce the level of detail in their lesson plans, relying more on their experience to improve and adjust activities as the lesson unfolds. Adapt the course book materials to the needs of the student. Even if a course as a course book, it doesn't always meet the specific needs of each group. Therefore, it is important to modify, supplement the exercise to adjust them to the level, interest, and difficulties of the student. Include your own ideas to achieve the objectives of the class. Teachers should personalize planning with creative strategies that make the lesson more effective and dynamic, ensuring that the students actively participate in the learning process.